Thank you. Exactly 4 years ago, I was sitting right over there in the 10th row, and I was waiting to watch my friend act in a theater play. Now, at the time, I had been learning Bulgarian for about 3 months, and I thought, why don't I impress all of the Bulgarians around me by telling them I'm so excited to watch the play? So, very confidently, I turned around and I told the 10 Bulgarians behind me, Мале, хора, много съм възбудена. Which, of course, in Bulgarian means, oh, guys, I'm so aroused. Yeah, in Macedonian it means excited, okay, in my defense. And then in my sophomore year, I was exchanging emails with my favorite American professor, and I really wanted her to like me. But in one of the emails, I wrote, let me check my schedule, and I will get back at you as soon as possible, okay? So instead of saying, I'll reply to you, I said, Professor, I'll get revenge on you as soon as possible. Don't worry. She doesn't like me anymore. Damn it, grammar. But it's not just grammar. I mean, my memory is pretty bad as well. I mix things up all the time. I forget words. As Gen Zs like to say, my memory, not memorying most of the time. But anyway, why am I even telling you this, and who am I? So, my name is Teona, and I'm a polyglot who struggles in 7 languages. Oh, sorry, I meant I speak 7 languages, of course. And I am a professional mistake maker, grammar hater, and word forgetter. And now you might think, okay, good for you, I guess. I mean, I speak my native language and English, so I'm good. Why would I learn a third one? Well, if you learn a third language, your dating pool will triple. How about that? Now, I learn languages because people's entire face just lights up when you speak their language. I mean, if I say just 2 words in Turkish to a Turkish person, they immediately go, you're Turkish. It's so good ya, mashallah. When you come to Istanbul, you'll have a home, tamam mı? You'll be my guest in my house. You'll have home forever. Yeah. People immediately feel closer to you, and you immediately feel closer to them because by speaking their language, you start to understand how they think and what their sense of humor is like and how they express their love, their pain, their joy. You could even experience new emotions that don't exist in your language because they cannot be properly translated, right? I mean, in French, there are 3 different words for embarrassed that cannot be translated. So this means that there are 3 specific feelings that you just cannot understand or feel because you do not speak French. So come on, learn French to feel embarrassed in many more ways. Why don't you want that? Yeah, you could also get to laugh at jokes that could never be funny if they were translated in your language. You get to hear people's beautiful stories that you never would have heard without speaking their language. Think about it. How wonderful would it be to experience being human in not 1, not 2, but 3, 4, 5 languages? But now you might think, nah, it could never be me. I mean, I'm just not good at languages. How many of you think you're not good at languages? With a show of hands. Ooh, okay. How many of you hate learning grammar? I am definitely there. Okay. How many of you have a poor memory? Yep. And who is afraid of making mistakes? All of the hands are up. I mean, who isn't, right? But today, I'm here to show you that those thoughts that you have, they are just limiting beliefs. And they are the ones stopping you from learning your dream language. Because if I, the grammar hater, the word forgetter, if I could get over my fear of making mistakes and learn so many languages, then so can all of you. But it all starts with recognizing your limiting beliefs, changing them, and then taking the right actions towards learning a language, which is exactly what we're going to do today. So, starting with the first limiting belief, I am just not talented. Or I'm just not good at languages. Oh, guys, if I had $1 for every time I heard this, I would pay all of your tuition. I swear. I, I mean, when I became fluent in Turkish in 3 months, everyone was telling me, "Oh, you're so talented." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm talented." I spent 4 to 6 hours a day, every day for 3 months, listening to Turkish, translating hundreds of sentences, working on my accent. So is that being talented? Or will absolutely everyone who puts that amount of work into learning a language get such results? See, talent is almost irrelevant because whether you're talented or not, you have to do the work anyway to learn a language. I mean, it's called language learning for a reason, right? You have to learn it, just like you would learn any other skill. Like playing the piano, for example. If you wanted to learn how to play the piano, would you tell yourself, "Oh, I'm not talented, I'm not good at piano, so I can never learn"? Of course not, right? You would just sign up for piano lessons. You'd be terrible at it at first, but then, with enough practice, you'll of course learn how to play the piano. But what happens with language learning instead is you believe you're not good at languages, so you don't do the work that's necessary to learn a language, and then surprise, you really can't learn languages because you're not learning. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your beliefs always make you take the actions that reinforce what you already believe. So then why not believe that you can? Because really, everyone can learn a language. I mean, the only one who can't learn is probably your cat or your dog. But I mean, you, a human being, you absolutely can. So then you believe this, and then you do the work, and of course, you succeed. Now, let's say that I convinced you, and okay, you believe that you can learn German, for example, but then another limiting belief creeps in. I can't learn the grammar. And you're probably right. I mean, this is traumatic. Oh, what? You're gonna read the rules, you're gonna try to memorize them, and then you're gonna cry for 3 hours, and then you're gonna be like, "You know what? I actually don't want to learn German. I'm good." Yeah. And that is why I don't learn grammar this way, and many of the polyglots I know don't, because we know the secret of how our brains learn languages. And now I'm going to share it with you. So, neuroscientists, they call our brain a pattern recognition machine because it is literally wired to find the pattern in all of the information around us. And when you think about it, grammar, it's just a pattern. I mean, grammar is just all of the rules in a language that keep repeating in a pattern, which means that our brain can find this pattern and internalize it if we just give it enough information. That is, surround ourselves with the language. So that is why most of the research in cognitive science and linguistics suggests that we can learn languages the way babies do. Because when babies when they keep hearing sentences in context and seeing them, their brain naturally finds the pattern, and not just babies, us as well, we get the feeling for what sounds right, which is, I'm sure that's something all of you have felt as English learners. I mean, for example, before saying, "I've never played football," do you stop and think, okay, so subject plus have or has plus past participle of the verb to play? No, right? You just say it because it sounds right. You've been surrounded with English so much, you don't even think about grammar anymore. And I promise you that you will get the same feeling for what sounds right if you just surround yourself with this language as much as you surrounded yourself with English. Now, I know it's a lot to ask, but you have to listen daily. So, you're going to watch TV shows, YouTube videos, listen to podcasts, anything to get this language into your ear in order to hear the pattern. Then you can read daily because you need to see the pattern as well. Read books or articles or read the subtitles of the shows that you're watching. And finally, you need to translate full sentences for your brain to actually make sense of the pattern and for grammar to finally take place into your brain. And now, I forgot my next line. Oh, I have a poor memory. That's right. Okay, thank God. It's a common misconception that polyglots, they all have exceptional memory, and everyone who doesn't just can't learn languages. And it's just not true, because memory is like a muscle. The more you train it, the better it gets. And even science says so. A brilliant neuroscientist called Martin Dressler conducted a study with his team to see whether average people with ordinary memory, like you and I, if they could train their memory, and if this training would rewire their brain to resemble the brain of the top memory athletes in the world. Now, if you're wondering, memory athletes, they are people who can memorize an insane amount of words and numbers in record time, and they win a prize for it. So it's basically a sport, but for people who probably hate sports. So what the researchers did was they took brain scans, and then they put the average people with average memory through 6 weeks of memory training. And can you believe that before this training, the people could remember only 16 words in 5 minutes, but after the training, they could remember 42 words in 5 minutes. Isn't that fascinating? Their memory literally tripled with training, and what's even crazier is their brain connections actually started to resemble the brain connections of the top memory athletes in the world. So what this tells you is that you really don't have a poor memory, you just haven't trained it yet. And here's how to do it in language learning. So you can write everything down. You write words and sentences even a couple of times if necessary, and you will remember better. You can also listen to songs because the melody and the repetition will make you remember better. And you can make word associations. Now this one works like magic, let me tell you. My sister, she wanted to remember the word for I believe in Greek, which is pistevo. And she did so by telling a guy named Stevo to drink in Macedonian. She was like, pistevo, pistevo, pistevo. She hasn't forgotten the word since. So definitely try that one out. And now, let's say that you believe that you're listening daily, you're acquiring the grammar, you believe you can learn the language, you're making word associations, it's all going great. But there's still this one thing that's holding you back. You're afraid of making mistakes. Let me ask you something. When you sign up for piano lessons, do you quit when you hit a couple of wrong notes? Or when you are learning how to play basketball, do you quit after you miss a couple shots? Of course not, right? You just know that when you're learning something new that you haven't done before, it's normal to make mistakes. It's not a big deal. Then why is it such a big deal when it comes to learning languages? I mean, I've told Bulgarians that I'm aroused. I've told my professor that I would get revenge on her. I've told Spanish natives that I'm embarazada, which I thought meant embarrassed, but it's actually I'm pregnant. And this one time, I wanted to ask a group of French boys if they were ready, and so I said, "Vous êtes prêtes?" And that means, "Are you girls ready?" And do you know what they did? So I asked them, "Are you girls ready?" And they're like, "Yes." So they literally accepted to be girls for me. They were like, "Ah, bah ok, I'm a girl, hein. I don't care, I don't want to embarrass you, voilà." So I made the mistake, and nothing happened. The language police didn't come and arrest me. I mean, I'm good. It's not a big deal. And it's actually funny that I'm now able to say that it's not a big deal because, of course, I also used to be very anxious to talk to natives. I know all about the nervous butterflies, the fear, the stuttering. Oh, I used to stutter a lot, but I overcame it all when I overcame my limiting belief that mistakes are bad. You see, I realized that mistakes are actually great because by making mistakes, you get rid of them. Because think about it, if you made a mistake, it means that you had it in your mind, right? You have to have something in your mind before saying it out loud. So if you never say the mistake out loud, it's going to stay in your mind forever. And you are for sure going to make it at some point. So by making the mistake now, you're getting rid of it. You're emptying your mind of a mistake. It's a call for celebration. That's how I learned that mistakes are good. And then to actually lose the fear of making mistakes, I started to prepare conversations in advance. And this you have to try as well. So I want you to imagine every possible conversation that you could ever have with a native, in every possible scenario, like ordering food, or talking about your hobbies, or complaining about your love life. I don't know, everything that you usually talk about with people. And then you're gonna think of detailed scenarios and you're gonna translate everything. Like, what would you say? What could they say? What could they ask you? What could you ask them? How could you answer? Everything. And then you're gonna say it out loud at least 5 times. And then trust me, the anxiety will be gone, because a conversation becomes way easier to have when you've had it with yourself like 5 times already. So now let's put it all together. How should you learn a language? By getting rid of your limiting beliefs. The fact that you're not talented literally doesn't matter. You can learn any language if you just put in the work. The difficult grammar, it will be way easier to learn when you surround yourself with the language and you let your brain do what it's naturally wired to do. Find patterns and give you the feeling of what sounds right. I have a poor memory. Okay, no you don't. It can be trained with practice, and you just need to write words down, listen to songs, make word associations to make it feel easier. And finally, the hardest one to tackle, your fear of making mistakes. Most likely, it will disappear once you're prepared for the conversations you're going to have and you celebrate getting rid of your mistakes. And if you do all of this, then you'll be able to feel the unique emotions, laugh at the untranslatable jokes, and hear the beautiful stories in your dream language in 3 to 6 months. And if you think that 6 months is a long time and you don't want to waste your time, then let me ask you this. 6 months from now, would you rather speak your dream language or not? Because those 6 months that you're so worried about, they'll be gone anyway. So I would now like to leave you with my favorite quote. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right, said Henry Ford, which means that at the end of the day, language learning comes down to a very simple choice. A choice to think that we can. Because this thought then becomes our belief. Our belief then makes us do the work, and the work that we do then makes us succeed. So please, choose to think that you can. And you'll be right. Thank you. Thank you.